let's walk around and take a look at it. You know, I'm completely upfront about these things. There's many times when I've thought, oh, Sasquatch made this for sure, when I found out that people made them. But at the same time, when I questioned if Sasquatch made them, many, many times they showed me shortly thereafter that they did in various ways. One time my wife and I were questioning if they made them or not, and we were actually a little bit disappointed because we found out in one particular case that children made some of the ones we were looking at, or people. And, you know, so I was questioning, do you guys make these? And I know they do. I know they make some of them. But I was kind of disconsolate and questioning it. And the very next day, my wife went out into a place close by where she lived at the time, before we were together, and saw the most amazing, intricate structure right in the middle of a big, boggy, swampy area that there's just no way that a person or people or a group of people made it. It just defied logic. And so, yes, they do make some of these. Did they make this one? I really don't know. There's some pretty big pieces in there, though. If you look at this piece right here, it would take a couple full-grown adults to put that in there. I know I couldn't lift it myself. And some of the other ones are fairly substantial, too. Which does not mean that people didn't make it, but, you know, this has always been the most inexact science, in my opinion, as to the origin of the builds, or what I find, I should say. Structures and rock stacks. And once again, I've had lessons with rock stacks where I know unequivocally that they made them. And I've talked about that before. The roof, though, pretty cool. And I will also say that I was just in here a few days ago, and I didn't see this, and I think I would have, because I remember coming to this exact area. So that's interesting, because the campground, although it's not closed, it's pretty much deserted. There's maybe 1-2 people in here at the most at a time, and it's a big campground. And the other thing is you know, whoever made it was pretty industrious, because there are pieces lying around, yes, but you'd have to go quite a distance to find all of those to pile up there. So there's some compelling arguments that say they might have made this, but honestly, you know, I mean, I've had so much experience, and this is not, and this is a blessing, not an ego type statement, but let me put it another way. So many encounters and experiences and lessons and things with Sasquatch. I mean, even to the point where they've appeared literally in my room out of a cloud of smoke. Just profound lessons and undeniable stuff. Glyphs where I was asking if they were around, and there it was right under my feet with profound messages, that kind of thing. You know, over and over again, that I don't really need these to be real to prove my case, which, once again, I'm not even actually doing anyway. I just like finding the stuff they build and, you know, considering the source. Because I'm not really building a case. I don't care, one iota about evidence. I care about sharing. And in sharing, it opens other people's hearts and minds so that they can go out and find things. And perhaps if they go out with an open heart, they can have a relationship with the Sasquatch similar to what I have, which is a student-teacher relationship that is blessed and life-changing and just beautiful. So that's really what I want to do, and that's what I do on the Pork and Bean Show, my show I host with Michael Harrell or Frank Oliver Beans every week, and it's all about opening people's hearts and minds, because your life will be changed for the better, and you'll begin to see yourself for who you are, your true nature. So it's really all about that. But I will continue to post these structures at times, and with a caveat that I'm by no means saying that this was Sasquatch made. All I can say is that I know they do make them. And I can also say that it wasn't here a couple of days ago, and this place is pretty much deserted. So somebody might have come here and done this just for fun, I guess. Iterate, I was just here a few days ago, and I happened to see this. Sue and I saw this as we drove by. But the extensive structure that I just showed you, it's just across the road from here, and it was not there. As you can see, this campground's pretty darn deserted. There's the one across the road we just looked at. I think there's one person camping in this entire area today, and it was like that a few days back too. So did Sasquatch make this? I don't know. Possibilities there, strong possibility, but like I said, I have been fooled before when I thought that the Sasquatch made them, and I found out they were human made, and I've also had it confirmed in a really, really definitive ways that they also make them. So it's interesting. At the very least, it's interesting, and a continuing mystery. Now, I have seen this one before, and I really like the pile of rocks piled up underneath it. Pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Here's another interesting structure that is new to me. Now, I didn't come in this exact area a couple days ago, so I don't know how new it is, but I don't believe I've seen this one before. It seems to be fairly new. Walk around and look at it. I believe it's new. Then again, I'm not sure. In all honesty, I might have seen it before. But once again, interesting. And I've seen similar bills. Yeah, definitely an inexact science. No denying that. Definitely could be human-made. And it could be our hairy friends. Now I see something here I do like though. You know, as far as considering that maybe our friends made it. And that is, look at all these little pieces. There's got to be, well, more than a dozen or so. Just leaned up against it. That kind of stuff I find quite compelling. Some of those little touches. Yeah, look how many there are. Just leaned up against the side. See moss and bark on top. Yeah. This might not be new, but maybe it's been added to or some kind of changes. Because it looks a little different if it is something I've seen before. I had a Sasquatch dream a few nights back. And I've always considered these dreams to be more than dreams. This is one of the ways that the Sasquatch people can communicate with you and give you messages. They can show up in your dreams. That's one of many ways. But I've had a number of these dreams over the years. And they're always quite interesting. Now, this one I had just a few days back was kind of unique in the fact that I don't really remember any details. It was more of a knowing. There were some things that I saw, but I didn't see like a forest backdrop or a location or even a lot of details on the subject that I saw. It was more like a test, I think. It was like a test of my mettle, which they do at times. A test to see how fearful or not fearful I am. And I don't really consider myself to be fearful at this time because of my close connection with them. I think I am ready to have one walk right out and introduce themselves. And I think that this dream may have been a precursor to that, or an indication of what might come in the future. In any event, there I was, just standing someplace, and like I said, I have no idea where the location was. There were no details related to that. Now, I don't think it was like a blank canvas, the background, but it may as well have been, for all I remember. But the details I do remember are pertinent to what I'm supposed to remember. So there I was standing there, and I'm with a friend of mine, a friend I know very well, who I won't name. And we saw a Sasquatch individual. And it started approaching us. Now, my friend backed up, and I didn't turn around to see where he went. I don't know if he hightailed it or what. But he didn't stand his ground. But I did. And this particular individual, who I instinctively knew, that knowing that I talk about, and some people who will listen to this understand the knowing. I had a knowing that it was a female. Definitely a female. And she approached me at a slow and even pace and walked directly up to me and walked right past me, so close that we could have brushed shoulders. Well, if I was that tall, of course, we could have brushed shoulders. But You know what I mean. She walked within inches of me. And as she walked by, she smiled. And I'm thinking it was Rajase. But she smiled because I didn't flinch. I had no fear. I didn't run. And I just stood there waiting to greet her or waiting for whatever was going to transpire. But she simply walked by me with a smile, and I think that smile was, maybe you're ready. You don't seem to show any fear. So that was what I got out of that. And, as far as her smile and whatever, I do recall vaguely remembering her smile. But like I said, it was more of a knowing, more of a feeling. And as she walked by me, then just a short distance ahead in the direction from whence she had come. Is whence a word? I'm not sure. But from where she had come, there was a little one just standing there looking at me. And I believe it was on all fours, at least at one point. And it just stood there looking at me, observing what had happened. And that's pretty much all I remember. But there's one thing about the Sasquatch people is they do not tend to work past your fear threshold. And I've had my metal tested a few times, actually. And, once you pass those tests, or they think that, or they know, not think, they know, they can read the energy. They know that you're not fearful or ready to move on beyond that point, then that can happen. And so I think that is what might have happened here. And, I'm very open to meeting a Sasquatch person face to face. I mean, I know them well on an energetic level. I constantly get energy nudges when I'm talking truth about them or talking to other people who they want me to talk about, talking about them and opening people's hearts and minds. And I feel them pretty much every day. And that's actually the kind of connection, the true connection, the connection that is really more important, I guess you could say, than meeting them face to face. But maybe this dream was a precursor of a face-to-face meeting, and I'm certainly open to it. And, we humans love to meet people face to face. That's how we do it, that's how we greet people. I'm learning, the energy way, the energy greetings in that way. But, humans in general are our old, the word's escaping me, our old go-to is walking up to somebody, having a conversation, perhaps shaking their hand and greeting them. That's the go-to that most humans go by, and, I certainly appreciate that kind of interaction as well. Not to say I don't appreciate the energy interaction. Actually, I appreciate that more, just to be clear. But I'm getting long-winded here. In any event, I think that this dream may be a precursor to what may transpire sometime in the future. And like I said, I'm certainly open to it. And, I'm just an eager student, willing to take this adventure in any direction that the teachers wish.